Right, hello to everyone. Thank you for coming. It's the fifth. I can't believe it. The fifth live review I've done. Really hard to believe that. Really, I can't believe where the time's going. Really, but welcome and glad you could join us if you're here, and well, glad you can watch us in the catch up if you're watching at a later date. But either way, welcome. So what's the one today? Well, you probably guessed it by the big caption on the screen. But it's the Thornton's Continental, inspired by winter markets. So the Christmas winter markets. Oh, just Christmas markets, so there we go, yeah. So hello everyone. I don't know if anyone's chatting by the way, but either way, hello. So yeah, drop a hello by the way. I hope you're doing okay by the way. I realise it's the last Saturday before Christmas, so it's going to be a bit of a hectic one. So I imagine everyone's rushing around getting last minute presents, so could be one of those where people are most likely to watch this on the catch up. But either way, hope you're doing okay. I hope you've got all those presents. I've just got all mine done really, I think. Well, mine are quite easy to do, basically. I get most of mine online, really, nowadays, and it is a lot easier than having to run around, especially at the moment with everything being difficult. So thank goodness for that, I guess, is the gist of it. But yeah, but there we go. So it could be a lot harder than it is, I think. But either way, good luck with getting your presents. Hope you manage to get them all. And if you're getting chocolate, well, looks like this one should be a good one. But it's actually a lot smaller insofar as the actual range of chocolates is that I thought it would be. I thought it'd be a lot more essentially, but there's only about 6 different chocolates, so it could be a bit of a shorter one again. Sure, some of these, although still maybe about an hour or something, know the way I go into things, but yeah. So basically, there's only 6 different chocolates, and I've got the caption on the top here. Now it's a bit of a dark one, unfortunately. The caption. I tried to. I don't know. It never seems to work out really. I tried to sort of increase the brightness of it, but it's a bit dark anyway. Compared to the one on the left, as you look at it, yeah, it's. Obviously a bit darker this graphic on the top here, but yeah, we'll go with it. It'll be all right. Yeah. So what are these? Well, as I say, you probably got the gist of it by the name of it. So it's inspired by the sort of Christmas markets. They're all going to be sort of wintry, sort of sort of flavours essentially is the gist of it. Now. Yeah, I don't know if it's what it's like, but in the UK, obviously, we get, this is what it's based around, really. We get sort of every Christmas, and I think doing a variety of countries, we get lots of sort of international markets up here. Obviously, this year will be a bit different, I guess, but I think they're still around, but I've not really gone out and about this much this year. So, yeah, so basically, there's also Christmas markets. They sell lots of sort of European sort of food and sweets and things like that, and obviously these are sort of based on those really. So and that's quite fits into the theming of the Thornton's Continental Chocolate Selection, which is basically based around essentially, for want of a better word, let me think. Yeah, essentially just sort of continental chocolates in mainland Europe really. So they sort of have sort of ones from Italian chocolates, have sort of French chocolates and stuff like this, different sort of, yeah, I don't know. And those of you who sort of on Instagram will have seen my my advent calendar, which actually has been Thornton's Continental chocolate, so bit of an upmarket one perhaps, but there we go. So yeah, so let me know if you can't hear me okay by the way. I've got fingers crossed I can. I do a bit of a test beforehand, yeah, so it seems everything was okay, but do let me know, because obviously I'm droning on and you can't hear me, that's going to be a bad sign. So, but there we go, so that's what they look like. So we've got these 6 different ones here. So yeah, what have we got? We've got a salted butterscotch panna cotta. I'm reading it by the way, what's on the back. So it might not be in the same order that you're looking at it. Chocolate and hazelnut roulade, a Dutch speculoos, Spanish touron, I can't pronounce that how it should be, touron, I can't pronounce it properly, I can't do the double R, Clementine Caramel, an Italian panforte. I don't know how you pronounce that really, so there we go, yeah. So quite a bit of a good selection there really. I've had Spanish touron before, and it was yeah, it's one of those, I think from memory, I think it was basically a sort of a bit like yours, what's the word now? Like that's after what it is now. Like a nougat type thing, like a proper nougat, just made of sort of like lots of nuts and things like this. Yeah, so that's kind of how I remember it being really. So I think it's just sort of like one of those essentially is the gist of it. And here we go. So we've got some detail on the back here. So I can't really see if I can read it at the same time as you can. I don't think I can particularly. Yeah, but that's the gist of it there. So it says our chocolate makers craft this much loved continental range inspired by travelling across Europe in search of rich and delicate taste experiences. There we go. So they combine these influences, their passion and years of experience to create special recipes of beautifully crafted chocolates using carefully selected ingredients. There we go. I don't think I can read the next part because it's going to. It says that Thornton put a lot of love, passion, and care into all we do. We would like to invite you to enjoy with us our journey through excellence. So there we go. So that's quite through excellence. Well, that's quite. It's picking up quite a bit there. So we'll see. We'll see, shall we? It says the taste journey, unique flavours, selected ingredients, pass the love on. It says so. It's sort of like very much a sort of You can see what they're trying to achieve here, and quite nice sort of way of expressing it, really. And it's got like basically the whole thing is recyclable as well. So and it says pass the love on and care for the planet as well. You can see that there in that sort of italic text just above the barcode. We can see the calories there as well. Hopefully you can. There we go. Yeah, so per 100 grams, it's 517 calories, 31 grams of fat, 19 of which are saturates. So it kind of fits in with most chocolates, really, around the 500 calories per 100 gram range. It's a 278 gram box as well. I'm not sure how many chocolates there are in the whole thing. Does it say? Yeah, chocolate's made of 100% cocoa butter. Milk chocolate contains cocoa solids 30% minimum, milk solids 20% minimum. Dark chocolate contains cocoa solids 48% minimum as well. So that's in that spiel there. You can see that. Yeah, so okay, yeah, it's not too bad. It doesn't say, doesn't specifically say how many chocolates are in there, so I think we should give it an open find out, shall we? So let's do that. Yeah, so it's sealed with. I have to be careful because I think one of these reviews I sort of tipped one upside down when I was opening it, and essentially it all went a bit wrong. I had to put them back in. So yeah, this knife I need to get a new one. Really, this knife isn't as strong, isn't as sharp as it used to be. In fact, it's just kind of pulling the sellotape off. But there we go. Okay. There we go. Right, so let's see what it looks like on the inside. So it looks pretty on the outside. I quite like the box. I think it's a very sort of nice looking box. I do like that. I like the sort of Christmassy, wintry theming of it. It looks very good. Put this out of the way. So as you open it, you get these sort of typical showings on. We've got the card as well, which is always nice. Let's put these out of the way. So and here we go. So okay, I think that looks not too bad, really. Looks okay. I can't investigate it further. I think we've got 4 of each, to be honest with you, and they're quite nicely laid out. I like the way that so you can see that better. So you see there's 3 at the top of this one, and there's the other one at the bottom there. It's the same kind of like that. So they've not, rather than just have them all in a line where you have on some of them, like on this line, or on this one, they've kind of mixed it about a bit, and I think it looks quite nice actually. Yeah, it doesn't too bad. Although it does seem a bit, no, I think it does work actually. I thought it seemed a bit odd in places, but I think these ones here look quite similar to this one there, and that makes it sort of seem like it was a bit out of place, but it's not actually. It's just there's 3 at the top there and 1 in the middle, so it's not too bad. I think they've made a relatively good effort at displaying that. They probably could have been a bit better really, but it's not too bad actually. Yeah, I'm not too opposed to that. Okay, now can we take the whole thing? It doesn't seem to want to actually come out. I think it's like stuck in actually into the box. You won't be able to see really, but it's basically like a line of glue underneath this. I don't know if you can make it out, sticking it in, so you can't actually lift the tray out. It does have like a peelable top, so you can just peel it off, it seems. So there we go, yeah, like that. Okay, so let's do it. So it's a bit of a dull layer actually with this. It's a very nice smell coming as you open it. Yeah, it's very nice actually. Bit of a dull look to the film that's on top of it. You have to excuse the tearing noise. There we go. We're just trying not to do it too hard, so let's drop them everywhere. But yeah, it's quite a nice smell actually. But there was a bit of a dull look to this, and you can see where it's coming through. So you can see that it's a bit, not completely transparent. So now that it is out of the way, they look a lot. I think it does actually make it look a lot better. There's a more of a sheen. Especially these chocolate ones, these dark chocolate ones in the middle, which I assume are dark anyway. And these ones on this side here as well, they look, that sheen on the chocolate on top of it looks very nice actually. It looks, a lot more impressive. These sort of dark chocolate ones and these ones here. These ones still look a bit, well, they look a bit better, these ones. Yeah, they all look a bit better, more distinct actually, especially these ones at the bottom. So, okay. Could have been, I think that transparent layer was obviously just the way it is, but it could have been a bit more, I don't know, better suited to the chocolates maybe to show them off a bit better as you open it. But nonetheless, when I opened it, it was a very nice smell. It was really nice actually. So we've got a bit more of a description going on here than it's on the back of the box. So you can see there's quite a lot here going on. yeah, that's quite nice. Had I been able to open it already, and so obviously part of it is opening it. Had I had this card, I did. Yeah, coming on to that, so going on a bit of a sidetrack. Looking online for this picture up here, so you see I've got this picture in the top corner of the different chocolates. Trying to find, I go to Thornton's website. I think, right, I'll get a screenshot from them. I've taken that photo and adapted it. You'd think they'd have like actually a picture of the chocolates that are in the selection, but they don't. I mean, they have the front of the box, but they don't have this, for instance. Why they don't have this on the website? At least that I could see anyway. It's a bit stupid, really. And they've all been a bit like that, to be honest with you. I've had to take the photo myself, and I don't know why that is, because surely you'd want to be showing off what chocolates are actually in the selection and giving you the spiel here. That actually makes them look and sound really nice, and I don't know why they don't do that. Very, very strange, bit odd, I think. But there we go. So we've got. I'll say, let me know if you fancy one in particular. I mean, we could just go around, but here's the actual selection here. It's the So we've got I'm tempted just to go round. I don't know, we'll go left to right, shall we? Go left to right on this one. I think that's probably the best way to do it. So leave the orange one to the last. I think there's nothing specifically that I think I'd like to leave to the end myself. So if anything that you fancy, let me know. But we'll start from left to right either way, I think. But unless you let me know that you want something specific. Okay. So we'll start with the Italian Panna Forte. Pan Forte. I'm not sure how that's pronounced. Italian's not my strong point. But there we go. So yeah, let's try that one. So what have we got on the back here? It says a fruit and nut centre with chopped hazelnuts, almonds, figs, orange and lemon peel and spices, covered in dark chocolate with a white chocolate finish, inspired by the famous Italian dessert. So there we go. So if you can to see if it focuses in, it might do. There we go. Yeah. Now it does mention white chocolate there with a white chocolate finish. Now I don't know. Call me sceptical, but looking at that, I don't see much white chocolate, do you? Now, when we actually look at the actual chocolate itself, which is here, you do get a bit more. I mean, I wouldn't call that. I wouldn't make any pretense that is really involving white chocolate in any meaningful way. That's just got like a dusting on top of something, and I don't think it's really going to be anything noticeable. Maybe it was icing sugar or something. But I don't know. I don't feel that's really a white chocolate. There's nothing there at all with that. But okay. I'll tell you what. Let's. It's just started pouring rain outside. If you hear any strange noises, it should be the rain. Hopefully. Really gone. It was sunny before as well. Literally sunny just before I started this. Well, it's gone a bit dark now, but before I sat down. So here you go. You can see it here. So I'll give it. I'll do the old chocolate measurements. Why not? Yes, let's see. So yeah, I'll measure to the bottom. It's probably a bit easier. I don't know if you can see this. It's a bit hard for me to show you where really, but there we go. So it's roughly about 3.5 centimeters, roughly. And height it's about 1.5 as well. And the width about 2 centimeters, maybe a bit wider in places, but it's a bit difficult to sort of say because basically it's not totally rectangular or whatever you describe it as. Okay, let's give it a cut in half. Okay, so this one I'm expecting lots of. I mean, it's got lots of. It describes having lots of fruit in figs, orange, and lemon peel, spices, hazelnut, almonds. It's got all sorts in it really, but it doesn't really strike me as having that. It must be all blended into one, I guess. There you go. That's what it looks like. A bit uninspiring now in close up. Oh, hey, are you okay? How are you doing? Yeah, did you? Thank you. Yes, and did you try them yourself? The Lily O'Brien's ones. I was very sort of impressed with those actually. Now this selection looks to be a similar affair. Well, you can see a bit of moistness there at the bottom there. Yeah, so it looks quite moist, that centre. Very figgy, I think you'd say. And it does say it has figs in it. So, okay. A good seaway bee, by the way. Glad you could make it. Yeah, let me know if you want any of these in particular. But I'm going from left to right generally on the graphic on the screen. But do let me know. But yeah, those Lily O'Brien ones were a good surprise. Those actually, I was very nice set of flavours really. And I'm hoping to get something similar with this because the problem I've had with my Thornton's Continental Advent calendar is that most of them just resort to being truffles or pralines, which are pretty much the same thing. So it's nice to actually have flavours that are a bit different, really. Yeah, I got them from Asda, the Leo Ryan's ones. Yeah, I got them from Asda. So you probably can get them in Tesco as well, I think. But sometimes, you might basically there's different sort of sets. They have the regular ones and the winter edition ones and things. You might struggle to get, um, you know, both of them in one supermarket. But yeah, so it can be a bit of a pain that. But Asda seems to do quite well with that. So yeah, I didn't notice any. I don't know. I need to perhaps go back to Tesco. I didn't notice anything special from there in regards to chocolate selections. It was mainly just regular chocolates that were a bit different there. But yeah, I'm not sure, so I might have to check them out again actually. But it's a bit too late now, possibly. So there we go. But yeah, Asda seems to have a good selection actually. At least the one I did had as well. But I can't find those new Hobnobs, coated Hobnob biscuits in my Asda, so that's what I'm looking for at the moment. Okay, well, this one's going to be very fruity, I think, and as I say, it looks very moist. Let's give it a taste. A nice smell actually, just as I was I noticed it before, but yeah. Just before I popped it in my mouth, it had quite a nice smell to it. You know what? It's not too bad actually. It's quite gingery. It's just very orange. Yeah, it doesn't say it says it's got spices in it, but I tasted quite a bit of a ginger taste there. It's actually, considering, I mean, I'm not a big fruits and chocolate fan generally, and this one, as I say, almonds, figs, orange and lemon peel and spices. Good dark chocolate with a white chocolate finish. The white chocolate's obviously, non-existent. I mean, that's just not going to taste of anything. You mainly get like a fruity sort of gingery taste, and it's actually pretty nice. It's very, actually quite gingery, quite sort of Lebkuchen-y really. I think most of these things always tend to taste a bit Lebkuchen-y to me. It says spices involved and things like this. It just always seems to go that way. It's quite soft as well, but it's not. There's only like little sort of chunks of what I assume is hazelnut in there. It's a bit figgy in places, like one of those sort of fig sweets you get, but it's actually it was not too bad. That I was actually quite surprisingly. It wasn't too fruity, but it was fruity enough to get that sort of taste. The dark chocolate I couldn't really specifically taste, but I think it is enough to complement it, if you know what I mean. I actually thought that was actually a lot better than I was expecting. I wouldn't have sort of counted that one as being one of the ones I would particularly go after in this list of chocolates. Fruit and nut centre for me, immediately is not really my cup of tea generally for chocolate, but this one. It wasn't really, there's no chunks of fruit. There was sort of a bit of chopped hazelnuts, but that was it. It was mainly just a sort of very smooth, moist centre and quite. That was really nice actually. I think it's definite 4 out of 5 that one. I say a bit of a Lebkuchen-y taste, bit sort of gingery, but very nice. Yeah, that was really nice. That was actually and a bit different as well. And that was the thing. Wasn't like any of the other chocolates I've had so far in any of these. Reviews I've done of chocolate selections. It really stood out, that one. But I'd say the white chocolate's a waste of time there. I mean, it's a bit of a shame really. I was just saying last week and I think the week before that white chocolate has always been relegated to just being a bit of a, I don't know, an afterthought in all these chocolates. So we'll see some of these seem to have a bit of more white chocolate on them, so we'll see how it goes, but that seems to be the general thing so far. Okay, right, so let's move on to the next one. What have we got next? Let's see. Let's make it a bit bigger. Salted butterscotch Panna Cotta. Okay, so is this just basically salted caramel? Is that what this is? Yeah, so it's in all but name. Well, even then, it's still quite pretty much salted caramel. Let's have a look. So, what's the bigger description on here? Where have we got it? Okay, salted butterscotch Panna Cotta. Looks a bit more interesting on this picture here. You can see it's got a dissection there, and I think you would definitely say that looks quite interesting. A bit like the sort of giant Milka Tricolade or whatever it is, or the triple chocolate big taste dairy milk bar or whatever it is, Cadbury bar. It says, our twist on classic Christmas flavours, a layered centre of salted butterscotch caramel and smooth white chocolate ganache. Okay, so we've got white chocolate involved in this one, encased in milk and dark chocolate and sprinkled with butterscotch pieces. Okay, I have to say this one really does look a lot better. I don't know if you can quite make out on the camera just this one, but it really looks very nice. I love the sort of obviously it's just a cup with a bit of a design on the bottom, but well, I don't know what you describe it as, not really a cup, but you know what I mean, a container. but that sort of, I don't know, that dark chocolate cover looks really sort of shiny and a bit of a matte shiny matte finish. Well, I don't know how you describe that really, but it's very, it looks really nice. A lot better than when I first saw it when I had the tray covering it, you know, that film. Didn't look much up to much, but yeah, it's really nice actually. So put the other camera on so you can see a bit what I'm doing. Excuse the chocolate crumbs. So there we go. Yeah, so give it a bit of a measure though, just to let's see. So about 1.8 centimeters in height. Now the width obviously is sort of wide at the top, so I'll give it a measure on both. About 2.5 centimeters at the top. At the bottom, about 2.3. So not too big a difference actually. So we'll give it a bit of a cut and see if we get that same sort of dissection that we did in on the menu. Let's have a look. Not cutting very easy actually. So there we go. Okay, I'd say that's not too bad, and I'm quite optimistic with this one that we will get a bit of a white chocolate taste. I mean, there's a lot going on there. You can clearly see that you know, there's more white chocolate than dark, for instance, whatever it is on the top. It says a ganache. Let's have a look. Yep. Twist on the classic Christmas flavours. A layered centre of salted butterscotch caramel, smooth white chocolate. Ganache encased in milk and dark chocolate. Okay, it's been sprinkled with butterscotch pieces at the top. So yeah, definitely a lot of milk chocolate there. White chocolate. I think yeah. So I think this is actually going to be quite, you know, probably as good as we're going to get for white chocolate, really. So okay, let's give it a go. Give it a taste. As to say, this one does look really good. This one. Okay. I'll tell you what. There's lots of wow. There's a lot going on in this one. I would say that in that half that I did have, or roughly half, the butterscotch really took over most of the taste, really. And just makes it pretty much just tasted all that, you know. So even I think maybe got a bit of the sort of ganache taste of perhaps the maybe, well, I don't even know if it was a ganache really, the dark chocolate, but I did get a bit of a dark chocolate taste at the end, that sort of richness. Yeah. I did a bit. Butterscotch taste at the top as well. I did get that, you know, those sort of pieces at the top. But I think mainly it was mainly that sort of, yeah, the sort of like the layer at the very bottom there. If you can, we'll make that out. Obviously, it's a bit less on this side. But let me just taste it again. That time, I could tell that the white chocolate's actually very sort of smooth and very almost liquidy. Actually, the white chocolate there, it was very nice. And but I think the butterscotch taste really takes over, which I guess is potentially what you want, because it's a salted butterscotch panna cotta. You know, clearly the flavour is sort of, you know, salted caramel essentially, or salted, you know, butterscotch as it says. But the white chocolate's very creamy. It wasn't really solid at all. It sort of liquefies in your mouth, a bit like the centre of a Lindor actually. Not too bad. I think it's just a shame that the I mean, I don't know what you can say really, because it is meant to be a salted butterscotch panna cotta, so it's clearly got to have some kind of salted caramel taste to it. But it's just a shame that it overpowers everything so much. You don't really taste the white chocolate. I don't feel like I did. I feel like I just mainly got the salted caramel. You do get the sort of obviously the texture of the let's see the other side. This sort of like crumble on the top. Oop. There we go. You know, you do get that sort of, you get the texture there, but I guess you're tasting it from the caramel really as well at the bottom, butterscotch, whatever it is. There's a bit of a richness there from the dark chocolate, but yeah, I don't know. It seemed to me to really be just taken over by the butterscotch. You know, the white chocolate pretty much may as well not have been there really. I think that was a bit of a shame. And I think that seems to be a common theme, as I said before, as I alluded to before. Mainly, this white chocolate is being sort of, I don't know, it's kind of, yeah, been, I don't know, overshadowed in all these. But this one, it should have been more of a prominent flavour, I think, and unfortunately it wasn't. But it's still very nice. I don't really know what I can say, really. I wanted to taste more of it there. I wanted to taste the white chocolate, and I wanted to taste maybe the dark chocolate a bit more. It's hard to say where I tasted the dark chocolate. I think that's the thing. That's the one flavour that maybe did come out a bit. But nonetheless, it was really nice. And I think I think it's another 4 out of 5. I think if I could taste more of the white chocolate and more of the dark chocolate, I think it would have been higher. But as it was, I mean, there's milk chocolate in there as well, I guess, as well. I've not really even covered that. That's just sort of more of a sort of container to hold the thing. I don't think there's enough of it really to taste. It's quite thin. If you see this other one at the top, you can see the sort of square around the edge is quite thin, really. So I think it's probably a bit of a non-entity as well. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what. It's just, again, I just would like something to just be really a bit of a white chocolate offering in these chocolates. So there we go. So not too bad. But yeah, I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like some of these, they don't really give you what you. They're not balanced well enough, I don't think, is the gist of it. I mean, they could be. It's very hard to say, of course, because something that's perfectly balanced, it is perfectly balanced by its nature, and therefore everything works perfectly together. So it could well be that everything was balanced in this case, but I didn't taste like it. It didn't taste like it was. I didn't taste, I'll say, specifically white chocolate. I got the texture of it because it was quite liquidy. But it was only because I sort of, in the second half of that bite I did, there was a lot less caramel in there, so I was able to tell, or butterscotch, I was able to tell that it was specifically the white chocolate, but otherwise I would have just assumed it was the caramel, so you wouldn't really think of it even, so, yeah, anyway, I won't labour the points anymore, but I think you get the gist of it. So there we go. Okay, so what have we got next? Well, it looks like the Choron now, and this one is the one I'm looking forward to the least, because yeah, I don't know, you can see. There you go, hopefully you can see there in front of my face, this one here. So yeah, the one in the centre, pretty much, the white one. So, well, will it be white chocolate? I'm not sure. What have we got the description of here? Spanish Choron, or, well, I can't do it, Choron, there we go, something like that. I can't do the Spanish R. A delicious praline centre with honey and chopped almonds with a layer of white chocolate. Our take on the traditional Spanish Choron, there we go. Yeah, okay. So it's got white chocolate again, and it does, it does look like it has white chocolate, I have to say. It does say a layer of white chocolate. Now this is one that seems to be like a bit of a slice. You can see here. There we go, it's like a slice or something. Now, you can clearly see there around the top, it's like a different layer of. It's like it's been covered in white chocolate, and the centre's slightly different. So I don't know whether it's really white chocolate in the centre, or it's just around the edge. In which case we could be shortchanged for white chocolate yet again. Yeah, so we'll have a look at that. It does look like it's all white chocolate, but we'll see. So here we go. So I've got it here. Give it a bit of the old measure. So height-wise, about 2.5 centimetres. As obviously you can see, it's not completely straight there, so it's probably not overly worth. There's a bit of tyre tracks going on as well, so it's been on a conveyor belt, which is always a bit disappointing. But it's roughly. It's measure in the middle. It's about 1.8, 1.9 centimetres. Yeah. Okay, looks alright. Yeah, so a bit, as I say, let's give it a cut in half as well. Let's just have a look. It definitely looks to be in the centre, some kind of. Yeah, it does say a praline centre, doesn't it? Yeah, so, okay, so it's probably just sort of ground nuts, I guess. So I think the outside is the only white chocolate part. Yeah, it's becoming a bit more apparent. See that. Wait for it to try and focus. There we go. Yeah. Okay, so I think there might not be much white chocolate going on again with this one. Okay, well, let's give it a go then. Give it a taste. Yeah, give it a go. Wow. Well, the centre really melts straight away. It's very nutty, actually. Which is what you'd expect. Has a bit of it's very almondy taste, actually. I mean, does it say almonds? Yeah, it does say chopped almonds. Honey and chopped almonds. Yeah, it definitely, it's quite liquidy, actually. Once you've, obviously here it's not liquidy. I mean, you could probably squeeze it a bit. Yeah, squeeze it a bit there, so it has a bit of give to it. It's quite sweet, I guess. I mean, you could tell that there's honey in there after you know about it. I mean, my palate isn't a honey expert by any means, but yeah, it's definitely very almondy. It tastes almost marzipan-y almost. Yeah. Very creamy sense. It's really creamy, actually. That really is very very creamy. Remember, I'm sure Choron's not creamy at all. It's Which I think is very much like a sort of, say, a sort of nougat, like the Italian sort of nougats you get. You know, those very nutty bars. So this, you know, I'm not too into those. It's a bit too nutty for me. This one obviously is a bit different. It's very sort of, as I say, very, very creamy centre. It's more creamy than like a Lindor, really. Not as sickly, which is actually quite an achievement, really. So it's more creamy than even creamier than a Lindor centre, but as I say, not as sickly at all. Which is quite an achievement, I think. Yeah, it's quite interesting, that one, actually. I'm not sure what to make of that. I think it's interesting. There's a bit of a white chocolate taste again because there is round the outside, but the main thing is that sort of sweet centre. So clearly, you know, so white chocolate, I don't know, it's kind of lost a bit in that centre, I guess, but it is there to an extent, you know. But I don't taste it overly. Well, there's not really much of a strength to that white chocolate when, you know, as I say, when accompanied with the rest of it. I think it was pretty good. Distinctly nutty, distinctly almondy, distinctly has a marzipan taste to it, as a sweet marzipan. So I think if you're into almonds and things like this and marzipan, I think this is possibly for you. But as I say, it is very liquidy, that sense. It really does liquefy. It's not really for me, this one. It's perhaps a bit too almondy for me. I think, you know, it's one of those, if you love that sort of flavour, you know, then obviously this is for you. The white chocolate again is a bit more apparent in this case, but again, it's kind of just around the edge, really, and it comes across when you eat it that it's just a sort of round the edge thing. I struggle to rate ones like this, really, because they're very. I think they're very targeted. You know, these ones are sort of ones that are specific. Relatively specific set of people will be eating this, and it's one of those some people will just leave, if you know what I mean. And I think, and I'm probably one of those that will eat it, but would go for other ones first, if you know what I mean. So that's why it's a bit difficult for me to rate. I think it's definitely interesting. I think it's definitely better, a good take on what it's meant on the subject matter, and I think it's quite an interesting one and not too sickly. You know, it's probably more of a 3.5 out of 5 for me for this one, but I think anyone who is really into almonds and loves marzipan, I think it could easily be a 4.5. I just think, again, I don't know, I feel like I've never really had so far one of these chocolates that really blown my soul. I think last week, the Lily O'Brien's one, there was an apple one that I think in hindsight I probably should have given a 5 out of 5 to, because it was something quite special, actually. And I think, you know, the different flavours and things. But other than that, I don't think there's really been one that I would really say that just encapsulates the perfect set of tastes, you know, and textures and things like this. But you know, but this one, as I say, going off a tangent there, really. But this one kind of, I think it definitely does deliver on what you'd expect it to be, and then has a bit of a twist on it. So, but it's just not, unfortunately, something that I'm not really my cup of tea, I guess. A bit too marzipan-y for me. But as I say, some people love that. Okay, so what's the next one we've got? What's the next one? Let's have a look. Okay, chocolate and hazelnut roulade. Okay, so there we go. Okay. Yeah, alright, so let's have a look. What's the description of this one? So you can see on, well, I haven't read it yet, but you can see there, that's it there. It looks to have a hazelnut in the centre. So, you know, it's the typical one, isn't it? It's the hazelnut one with a full hazelnut in the middle. You know, we always get one of those. Yeah, milk and dark chocolate, blended ganache with a smooth vanilla centre, coated in milk chocolate and roasted hazelnuts, finished with chocolate powder. Okay. All right. Well, it doesn't seem to say that there's a big hazelnut in the middle in that description, but I've noticed. Just there's a milk, sort of like blended ganache. It's one of those, again, sort of quite a soft centre in the middle, I guess. Now again, I think in hand it does look a bit better. You can see it does have that sort of there we go. That dusting on top looks quite nice. Looks quite nice, that. I think with dark chocolate, it's got more of a chance of standing out. I think it's because it's stronger dark chocolate. It says chocolate powder, but it's like dark chocolate shavings, that to me. There is a chance that would stand out a bit more than like the white chocolate dusting we had on one of them, which is almost non-existent. Well, it wasn't non-existent, but the taste was non-existent. Let's have a look. So here we go. Here we are. I'll tell you what, I'll just give my knife a bit of a wipe. There we go. Oop. Have a towel hand as well. Okay. All right. So let's let's give it a bit of a measure as always. It's got a bit of tyre tracks on the bottom there. You can see that really. Yeah, which is I always find that a bit disappointing. Really. I kind of wish, I don't know. Some of the others haven't had that. It's possibly the way it's covered in chocolate and things, you know. It's but even so, I feel like you would expect not to have those on these chocolates, really, being a sort of bit more, show a bit more quality, I guess. So it's 3.5 centimeters in length, height-wise about 2 centimeters, and width at the bottom about 2.6, 2.7, but at the top about 2. Okay, so let's give it a bit of a chop. See if we encounter hazelnut resistance. I think I have. Okay, now I don't think there is a hazelnut actually. I went through that quite easily. It doesn't look like hazelnut at all. Okay, you can see there's chopped hazelnuts in the, well, definitely in the top one, in that corner there, centre there. You can see there's definitely 2 little, there you go, chopped things there, definitely. So what could that be then? See if we can, let's have a look. Milk and dark chocolate blended ganache with a smooth vanilla. A smooth vanilla centre. I think I missed that. You probably shouting at the screen there, but yeah. Okay, so it's got smooth vanilla centre then. Focus in. Will it focus? Probably not. Okay, yeah. So there we go. There we are. Yeah. Okay. So interesting one then. This be interesting. I did think it was just a chopped solid hazelnut. So. Okay. I think that looks quite interesting, that one. Definitely put my interest a bit more than otherwise. So, all right, let's okay, let's give it a taste. Here we go. Yeah, as expected, you can definitely taste the chocolate around the top in this one, being dark chocolate, I think. You know what? It's not too bad. It's quite chocolatey, this one. The chocolate ganache is very yeah, it is very, very chocolatey, I think you'd say. It's just, there's not really a way to describe it. I mean, almost a bit fudgy. It's, you know, a bit slightly fudgy, if you know what I mean. A bit like those sort of, imagine a very soft version of like those Reasons chocolate toffs or whatever I was reviewing a few weeks back. They're very soft, very soft. It's really liquidy, this one. Yeah, I don't really get much of a vanilla taste from it. I mean, I think it's there, but it's probably blended with the rest of the chocolate centre. I'm not specifically tasting vanilla, to be honest with you, despite the fact it's got a vanilla centre. Yeah, which I think is a bit disappointing. And I think it's one of those where it's just like the typical ones with these, where they have something and it doesn't quite stand out. You know, it might be there, but it gets sort of mixed in with everything else, because obviously, you know, you're not going to sit there and pick out the vanilla in the middle, are you? You know what I mean? And I think that's a problem with a lot of these chocolates, again, as I've alluded to before, where they just don't have, they have bits that just don't stand out particularly. They blend in with everything else, and it's a balance, really, I think, between trying to sort of have a balanced taste, really, but also distinct flavours, you know. And I think I think a lot of these chocolates don't manage it really, and I think that's one thing they should be doing. I think that's part of the art of these kind of chocolates, is making sure you have these distinct layers and they do stand out and don't just blend together. And you know, and it is a difficult one, I think, and I'm not really sure. You know, I don't think I'm being unrealistic or unfair to expect this, if you know what I mean. Like before, when we had the which one was it? The Panna Cotta one, you know, the butterscotch, salted butterscotch. It has a big white chocolate layer in it. You know, there you can see it there. But I just couldn't really taste that white chocolate. You know, it was just overshadowed by the butterscotch. So what's the point it being there? You know what I mean? I mean, obviously it means there's less butterscotch, so that flavour's not quite as strong. But you know, I don't know if it's. I mean, what's the point if I can't taste the white chocolate? Admittedly, I could taste the texture of it because it was very soft, very smooth. But you know what I mean? And I think in this one again, it's the same with the vanilla. It could be anything that, you know, I can't specifically taste that vanilla sort of like, you know, circle in the centre. I couldn't taste that. So is there any point having it? You know what I mean? Why not just flavour the rest of it vanilla or whatever? And you know, just so it's a bit more of a. It just has a vanilla taste to it, whereas at the moment you've got, like, as I say, it tastes like quite a strong chocolatey taste. So you know, I don't know. I don't know. Unless it was very nice, it was very distinctly chocolatey, very sort of strong chocolate taste, not dark chocolate specifically, but just a strong chocolatey centre. And I thought it was quite nice, and I think definitely, definitely was good. But I just didn't get any vanilla really, and I think the outside had those chocolate dusting shavings or whatever it was, and I think they did stand out as well. As you bit into it, you could taste those. Just something like that sort of white chocolate dusting that was on this other one here, which basically pretty much, just wasn't able to taste it. Obviously, there might be something there, and you might distinctly, might have a little bit of a texture, but may as well not be there really. So not too bad, that one. I think again another perhaps a bit of a lower 4 out of 5, probably almost a 3.5 or 4. I think I'll go with a 4 for that one. Again, not going to blow your socks off, but just distinct, strong chocolate flavour really, and I quite like that. And I think I think that gives it something, but a bit unexciting really. So that's why it's a bit of a low one. On other days I might have given it a 3.5 out of 5. So yeah, a bit of a shame, that one, I think. Don't know. I think if that vanilla centre was either a layer on the top, like a distinct layer, maybe that would have made it stand out a bit more, because you would have been going through it and it wouldn't have just mixed together with the rest of the chocolate. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so I don't know. Just about a 4, that one. Yeah, okay. So we're nearly. We've only got 2 left. Ooh, moving the screen there. Wrong. There we go. Yeah. So so here we go. So what have we got now? The Dutch Speculoos. Yeah, so it's become a bit more common to see that in the UK recently. I think basically I'd not really even heard of it not too long ago, but there's been a Twix Speculoos that came around not too long ago, and I think Biscoff have they done a Speculoos one? Not sure. But yeah, the Twix Winter Spice edition that's come out recently, that's basically a Speculoos biscuit, and I've seen it in other things as well. So that's been a bit more prevalent lately. Yeah, and here it is. So it looks quite nice. Now hopefully this one does have a bit of a chocolate, white chocolate emphasis. That's design on the bottom as well. Let's see what it actually says though. Let's have a look. So we've got the card here. Dutch Speculoos, our Dutch-inspired classic caramel ganache centre with white chocolate and speculoos biscuit crumb in a milk chocolate cup, sprinkled with caramelised hazelnuts. There we go. So you can see, looks like it's got something about it, and again, it's got that sort of half of white chocolate there. So interesting one. I think that hopefully, if it's not, and again we've got the speculoos taste, so it could be overpowered with it. Let's have a look. So we've got a bit of. There we go. There it is. Yeah. So what was the top? Sprinkled with caramelised hazelnut. Okay, I don't know if that really needs to be there, that caramelised hazelnut. It says it's got chocolate, speculoos biscuit crumb at some point in it. So, okay, so let's give it a quick real measure. So, quite a good size, I think. I think as you'd expect, about 2.5 to 3 centimetres, about 2.9 centimetres that was at the top in diameter, and at the bottom about 2.5, maybe 2.6, and the height about 1.3, 1.4, say 1.4. Okay, so I'm quite excited about this one, but again, are we just going to lose the white chocolate with us in the speculoos taste? Quite a crunch on top actually as I'm going through the hazelnuts. There we go. Okay, so very much well, look at that. Let's see, so very much a soft caramel there, which I wasn't expecting. You can see it's got bits of biscuit in there. Okay, also it's a bit like a paste, an almond paste as well there underneath that white chocolate, it seems. If that's just me imagining it, but there seems to be a white chocolate layer and something else underneath it that's also that white colour. Let's have a see. So let's read the description once again, just to. Dutch Spy Classic caramel ganache centre with white chocolate and speculoos biscuit crumb. Okay, caramel ganache. That's unusual, isn't it? It's just caramel, really, isn't it? I don't know if that's. Would you say that's a caramel ganache or just caramel? I don't know. Okay, well, I don't really. Maybe we'd say all caramel centres are ganaches, I don't know. But interesting. Okay, well, it's very exciting, but okay. Not really sure where the speculoos is coming from. As I said, there are little bits of something inside that caramel. Alright, let's give it a taste and find out, I guess. Let's do it. We definitely get that speculoos taste straight away. Seems to be from the top of it, really, which I thought was the hazelnut, biscuits, hazelnut, pieces. I'm just going to taste this bit here. See what it's like. Let's have a. It's definitely a speculoos taste on the top here. Even though when I'm just tasting, because it's got that speculoos taste, I'm not really getting the white chocolate taste. But that speculoos is quite strong. It's very... I don't really know what it's flavoured. It's very sort of, it tastes like a sweet flavouring, really. Very odd. Okay, let's taste the bottom part. Again, a sort of very sort of fudgy, speculoosy caramel taste. Again, that sort of sweetness to it. Interesting one, that one. I think. Again, I think it's it's difficult to taste the white chocolate really because of the speculoos. You're just getting that strong speculoos taste. So I don't know what to make of that. Because obviously you're expecting it to taste of speculoos, aren't you? So but again, they've just sort of thrown the white chocolate into that part, and I don't know. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh here. I just feel like you're not really getting much of a white chocolate kick from any of it. You know what I mean? It is there, of course, because it is in the chocolate, but maybe it's kind of seen as being a bit more subtle. I'm just trying to think if I think of other instances of white chocolate. Sometimes it's flavoured of something, isn't it? So I don't know. Maybe I'm being slightly harsh. You know what I mean? Maybe whenever you do a white chocolate, it's got something else with it. But I don't know. I'm not sure. I feel like there's no celebration of white chocolate in this set or in any of these sets really. I think sometimes dark chocolate is very distinct and stands out. So even if you have dark chocolate with something, even though it's flavoured or there's a cherry involved, cherry flavouring or something, you can still distinctly taste white chocolate, dark chocolate. Whereas in this one, don't really taste it at all. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe it's to not have another taste as such. Maybe if it was milk or dark chocolate, it wouldn't be as nice or it wouldn't work as well because that would overshadow the taste of the speculoos or whatever in this case. But I don't know. I'm not sure what to make of that. I don't know. But nonetheless, this one did provide pretty much a very speculoosy taste. Very hard for me to describe what that taste is really. It's a bit like a sort of sweet, spicy taste. Quite unusual really. It's a bit, again, slightly Lebkuchen-y, I guess, but more off to another scale really. Off to one side of that sort of flavour. And I know, very spicy. But as I say, I couldn't distinctly tell you what those spices were. Hi Andrew, you okay? Yes, got my yellow top on today. Yes, yellow top. Oh, it was like buried underneath all my other clothes. I thought I've not worn it for ages, so I best get it out. So there we go. Hope you're doing okay, by the way. Yeah, it's been a while since I heard from you, so good to see you. So we're almost done now, Andrew. Almost done, really. We've only got one left after this one. Yeah, but it's possibly one you're interested in. It is the orange one we've left till the last. I remember you mentioning about, is it orange actually? Let's see, it must be orange. There's a bit of a slice of, yes, the Clementine Caramel. There we go, so there we are. Yeah, so an interesting one that was. That's the last one basically. No, as I said, no, I was just saying before, when I sat down to sort of get ready and prepare, it was really bright outside, and early this afternoon, I was thinking, oh, it's a lovely sunny day outside, I can't believe it really. And then when I sat down and I heard all the rain start pouring down. So I don't know what happened there between me sitting down and whatever. The weather took a turn for the worse. But I guess it is the middle of winter, so what can we say? There we go. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think I gave that one a rating, that speculoos one. I think basically speculoos, it's what you'd expect really. But again, perhaps maybe a slight shortchanging of the white chocolate. I think you're not really getting it much there. But it's very much a speculoos flavour, and it looks nice as well, and it has that crumb on top. I think again, I'm probably going to say just about 4 out of 5 for that one. I think just about. Is it actually cinnamon? Yes, but it could be. Maybe that's what it is. I couldn't describe what it was, so I'm just saying speculoos is cinnamon. And is that exactly what it is? Is it just cinnamon? Yeah, it could well be actually. That does ring true. I couldn't specifically pinpoint it before. I knew it was something, but I couldn't specifically say what it was. So yeah, now you mention it, does it could well be true because it does have a cinnamony taste. I thought maybe it was something else, or something a bit, a combination of things. But it is very cinnamony now you mention it. I just hadn't picked up on that, maybe because I was just expecting other things. But maybe I just couldn't remember what cinnamon was like. But but yeah, well, Andrew's right. I think cinnamony. It is quite cinnamony now he mentions it. Maybe I should have picked up on that really. But I just always assumed it was something. I don't know. bit like, you know, like a name like Lebkuchen or something, where it was actually like a sort of like a name of something. It had a few things in it. I didn't think it was specifically one type of yeah. Well, okay, I'm just saying it could be a bit of gin. I always thought it was a combination of flavors, but it, you know, it does taste quite cinnamony rather than gingery. Nutmeg as well, perhaps. Yeah, nutmeg as well. Yeah, I think you're probably right. I mean, it's something along those lines for sure. I didn't, you know, yeah, I didn't think it was specifically one thing, but it does taste quite cinnamony, and I think nutmeg as well. It does definitely come across in that one. It's those kind of flavors, but it's more, as I say, there's less. I would say there's less ginger in it than other things. You know, it does come away from. I don't know. I'm no expert, but I would have said like Lebkuchen has specifically one set of tastes, and this one definitely has more of another set of spices in it than Lebkuchen does. Lebkuchen maybe it's more like a gingery taste. Off the top of my head, I would have said so. Could be wrong there. You know, or something at least. Anyway, but this one perhaps is more cinnamony. Yeah, it does. Cinnamon and nutmeg. I think you're right there, Andrew. I think that's definitely two key ingredients. Anyway, I would have said. But I'm no expert, so you know. But nice, yeah. As I say, definitely has that speculoos taste, but that's pretty much it from it, really. Other than that powdering on the top, which was quite a nice texture, but there was no real white chocolate taste there, so disappointing, I think, from that. You know, but I don't know what to expect from these. What, you know, I don't know how it could be specifically just white chocolate. I think you'd have to have no flavors in there for you to taste it properly. I think everything else just seems to overpower the white chocolate flavor, really, and I'm not sure if there's any way around that. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. So maybe I'm being a bit harsh, but I don't know. I feel like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like, as I say, dark chocolate does stand out specifically when you have that with something, and even when it's got other flavors. Whereas I think these white chocolate ones, it's just not happening really. Yeah. Yeah, I think yeah. So yeah, Clementine. Yeah. I think hopefully we'll see something a bit different. I hope. Hopefully it's not going to just taste of caramel. I think this Clementine Caramel. Let's give it a go. Let's get it out. So let's have a see. So here we go. So I'm just going to wipe the because lots of speculoos caramel there. So I'm just going to wipe my knife to get that off because I think that might skew the taste if I don't do that. So let's just do that. Okay, there we go. Yeah, a bit of a dry. There we go. There we are. Okay. Right, so here we go. So looks a bit of an interesting one, this one. So here we are. So this is what we're up against. So it's got looks to have a distinctly dark chocolate sheen on it there, I think you'd say. Flat bottom. No tyre tracks on the bottom of this one. And that sort of distinct Thornton's pattern there. I guess is that the Thornton's logo? I don't know. Yeah, maybe it is. Yeah, it's on there. Yeah, there you go. It's on that sort of bit there. Okay. Alright, so an interesting one. Yeah, okay, so what's the description then? What have we got? Yeah, so I'm just saying basically Clementine is more of a tangerine and orange taste. So I think that's an interesting point really. So hopefully it'll be a bit specific and a bit unique. So there we go, got the flavour there. Chocolate on top of it there. So there we go. Yeah, so as I say, butter caramel sensor infused with clementine juice, encased in dark chocolate for a bittersweet taste, evoking Christmas childhood memories. Okay. All right, interesting one. Clementine juice as well, so that sounds a bit of a... Yeah, okay, let's give it a bit worried it might be very runny on the inside here, so we'll give it a slice and see what happens, but I'll give it a bit of a measure first. Yeah, it does sound very interesting. Yeah, AB, it does sound very interesting. I'm hoping this one will be a bit of the case of saving the best till last. So we'll see, 3 centimetres in diameter at the bottom. And at the top, about 2.5. And the height, about 1.4, 1.5. Okay, let's give it a slice then, see how liquidy it is. Hopefully it will be a good one. Oh, there we go. Okay, well it's very liquidy. Wow. So I've not quite cut it in half. You can see there, look at that. Yeah, wow. It's very runny there. Very runny. Okay, so that's actually dropped. You can see where it's dropped into the other side there at the back. Wow, so very liquidy this one. Yeah. I did give that impression because it's in tangerine juice or whatever it was. So clementine juice or what have you. Yeah, with yeah, okay. That's an interesting one, that's for sure. What does it say? Let me just read. Yeah, Clementine Juice, yes. Okay, so yes, it's very liquidy. I'm quite excited about this one. Does it say dark chocolate as well? Yeah, encased in dark chocolate. So this one should be a good one, I think. Fingers crossed anyway, so let's say maybe we save the best to last. Now I'm going to just have the whole thing at once this time because it's a bit too runny, so let's do it. Right, it's just very well, it's a very distinct flavour, to be honest with you. It's very I don't know. It's very sort of this time, as I mentioned before, the dark chocolate's clearly distinct here, but I think it's it's the fact it's got the caramel and the clementine flavour mixed together. Really, it kind of makes it sort of very, I don't know. I feel it's very sort of, I don't know, very what's the word? Polarizing. This one, I think you'd say. I'm not sure. It's very distinct. It's not just sort of like a typical chocolate orange or orangey flavour you would have had before. It tasted very, I don't know, very sounds like it's going to be a bit of a disservice this, but it tasted a bit, I don't know, maybe not. It's like cordial like, I guess, but it tasted very sort of. It did have a drink type of sort of orangey, yeah, maybe a sort of not quite pineapple. Maybe what's the other one? The grapefruity type sort of taste to it, I guess. That sort of bitterness to it, that sort of sharpness to it that you get in like a grapefruit juice or something. Obviously, it didn't taste specifically like grapefruit juice, but it just had that type of taste to it. Yeah, I don't know. It's a very odd one, really. Yeah, almost like a bit like a. Yeah, that sort of dryness that you get from like also like say a cranberry juice or something like that. It was very, very distinct taste to it, and I'm not sure whether that's what I was hoping for when trying it. To be honest with you, I think it's sort of, I don't know if it's the caramel mixed in with it and gives it that taste, but caramel's quite sweet, really. So I don't know how that. Yeah, I don't know. It seems to be quite, as I say, quite a dry, sort of bittery, sharpy, citrusy sort of taste, if you know what I mean. It was very yeah, not very, very. I don't know. One of those. I'm not sure. It wasn't really my kind of. Yeah, it didn't really work for me as far as like a sort of citrusy taste is concerned. So it was very sort of dry. Yeah, I don't know. It didn't quite work for me really. Now I know some people do like that, and that's probably going to be perfect for them. But I think for me it was a bit. Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit. It was very distinct though. I think it was very different, and I think it was very sort of. We had 5 of those in this one, I just noticed. But yeah, it was very sort of distinct, very, I don't know, it was, I think probably if you like it, it's definitely not going to be a flavour you have elsewhere, really, is the gist of it. And the dark chocolate was definitely there, and it was very runny. I just think, and it's quite distinct sort of texture as far as the runniness was concerned, but I think it just tasted quite a bit, I don't know, let's have another one, let's just try it again. Because it was very, and there's 5 of them in this one actually, I noticed. I think any of us only had 4 of them, this one only got 5, I didn't specifically notice that before. So, which is interesting as well. Again, you get that very bitter taste as soon as you bite through it. It's a very bitter, citrusy taste. It's almost it's going towards like a lemony taste, but obviously with a clementine sort of flavour, orangey flavour. Yeah, it is quite a sort of bittery taste, definitely. I was sort of saying it was a bit like a grapefruit. From what I remember, I don't really have grapefruit juice much, but I remember trying it and not really being too keen on it. And it is that kind of taste. It catches in your throat as well. Yeah, unusual one, polarizing one. I think you definitely say with this one. It's not really my kind of taste. It's very lemony. It's definitely going towards the lemony end of the citrus spectrum, basically. So it's that kind of bitterness to it. As I say, but not lemony enough, so you can clearly tell that it's sort of got a bit of clementine in this case. I would have said orange, kind of taste to it, but definitely very bitter. Definitely, as I say, not too far from feeling like you're tasting like lemon juice or grapefruit juice, as I would have said. So not for me this one, I don't think, but definitely Works well with the sort of dark chocolate, but it catches in your throat a bit. It tastes, let's say, very sharp, very bitter. Yeah, very lemony, basically, very lemony. So I think for me that one, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how to rate this one. I think it's quite good that it's distinct and it's quite nice to have it, I think. Unusual, strange that this one's got 5 of them in. All the others have got 4. This one has 5 of them in, actually. Bit of an odd one, that one. But yeah, I think, yeah. I don't know what to say about that one. I think it's just not quite for me, really. But I think if it is, obviously, if you do like that kind of flavour, then this one obviously is going to really stand out. It's not like any other, orange flavoured chocolates or cream, whatever, that are available in any of the others. It's nothing like the one in Roses. It's nothing like Terry's Chocolate Orange. It's not that at all. As I say, it's a very lemony taste, very sort of liquidy in the centre as well. So obviously this is the the go-to place for you if you love that. But yeah, basically, I don't know. I think for me it's probably a 2.5 out of 5, that one. It was just a bit too lemony for me. But no, not the Black Magic yet. No, not tried that yet. Yeah. Not tried Black Magic. That'll be one probably for the review, perhaps in the new year, maybe. So yes, gonna do a live review of the Black Magic, that's for sure. So yeah, looking forward to that one, actually. I've not had it for a while. And one thing I would say actually is a lot of the chocolates back in the day used to all come in double layers. Most of these new ones I've been having have all been single layered, obviously bigger, but single layers. So interesting one. So I think Black Magic is a double layered one. So there we go. But yeah, as for that one, yes, I say 2.5 out of 5 in for me. But I think if you really love that lemony taste, I think that's definitely going to be, obviously it's distinct taste for you, and you're not really going to find it in many other places, I don't think. So, but for me, it wasn't really for me. It was just too bitter, a bit too lemony, I think, on that sort of edge of the spectrum. All in all, then, I think not a bad set. What can I give it really? I think for the most part, they were pretty good. I think there was some. I think none of them really stood out, I don't think, as a gist of it. They were pretty nice. It was quite solid. Had a bit of something different. Weren't all just truffly pralines or whatever, which a lot of them seem to be. And this was quite, especially in the Thornton's Continental, the regular one. But I think there's no, sometimes things were quite gimmicky. White chocolate was there, and it didn't really taste of white chocolate. There was you couldn't tell it was white chocolate. There's white chocolate dustings on one of them. Sort of, what was it called? The Italian Panna Forte or whatever, so things like this, and he just was non-existent, I mean, you couldn't, not really going to taste that particularly, and he didn't, I didn't. But some of them look very nice, so they did look very good, and I think there's a bit of a wide assortment there, really. So I think there's a good set of tastes here, and some surprise ones. And I think the surprise one for me was actually the was that Panna Forte one, actually, Pan Forte, whatever it's called. It was meant to be like a sort of very fruity, nutty one, and I'm not normally too keen on those, but it actually tasted really nice. It was very, it said it had fruit and nut centre, chopped hazelnuts, figs, almonds, orange and lemon peel, and spices. For me that would sort of, I don't know, wouldn't really appeal to me, but actually it was very nice and it worked really well. So with that in mind, a mixed bag, I think you'd say, but I think overall, I think I'd be a bit harsh if I didn't give it, I didn't give it a 4 out of 5. You can see that against my t-shirt. I think that's what I'm going to give it. I think it's probably, not quite as good a 4 out of 5 as some, but it wasn't too bad at all. Yeah, it wasn't too bad at all. I had a good distribution of chocolates and a bit different, something for everyone. And I'll say even that Clementine one could be a bit polarising, I'd say. I think definitely not one that kids would like. And I must admit, my sort of taste buds are probably quite what you would normally consider to be quite childlike. I think anything too sophisticated is probably not for me. I think you'd probably say, but maybe just being too harsh on myself. But you know what I mean. I think it's definitely one of those. But yeah, it's there, and I think it's good to have in the selection really. And it's not like anything else, very unique really, but just not for me. But a good set all in all. None that really disliked as such, but as I say, I think that Clementine was probably the closest, so there we go. And it is live, QP, it is live, but you've just caught the end. We've just finished, pretty much. Just finished. Oh dear, well, what can I say? But it's good that you made it though, either way. But it is live, yes. Oh dear. But yeah, just caught the end, unfortunately. We've just done the last one, which was the which one was it? I forgot what it was now. The Clementine one. Yeah. So Clementine Caramel, there we go. But hopefully you can watch the rest of it and catch up. It'll be there as well if you can. So yeah, 4 o'clock we normally do these. Now I'll say it's pretty much Christmas next Friday, and it'll be Boxing Day in the UK on Saturday. So it's probably not, I don't know whether I'll do one next Saturday, because I don't know if people will be sort of with the family and things. It might be a bit of a bad time to do one. So we'll see. I'll have a consider about it. Maybe I'll do Sunday instead. I'll see what the schedule's like. Maybe I'll do Sunday instead. But obviously leave a comment to let me know what's best for you, whatever, what you like. But yeah, and if not, then obviously I think then the week after will probably be a bit better. It'll be New Year around then, of course. But I think New Year will probably be a bit of more of a subdued one this year. So we'll see. So the schedule might be a bit different. I might move to Sundays basically at 4 o'clock, Sundays instead of Saturday. So bear that in mind. I'll post the updates and things. But yeah, hello QP by the way. Glad you could make it, as I say. Hope you're doing okay, and sorry you've missed half of it really, or all of it. I do apologise for that, but hopefully you can catch up to it. So there we go. Yeah, and AB and Andrew, thanks for coming along as always. Yeah, great to see you again. I realise there's lots of people who do watch and don't chat, by the way, which is perfectly fine. So thank you for watching, and if you're on catch up, thanks for watching on catch up as well. I hope you enjoy the reviews, and hope the liveness of it is something you enjoy as well. So I'll keep going as long as I can with these ones. I'll say might run out of chocolate selections to do at some point, so I might have to mix it up a bit at some point in the future. But we'll see. You never know. There's always new chocolates coming out and always new things to review. So who knows? I'm sure there'll be very much more opportunities to do more in the future. But I've got a bit of a battle. I've got at least 4 or 5 more to do for sure. So there we go. Yeah, don't worry, AB. Yeah, it's one of those. Lots of people are having trouble, I think, at the moment because it's Christmas time and things, or just holiday time coming up, whatever. Even if you don't really celebrate Christmas or whatever, it's one of those. And yes, people are out shopping. And it's the last Saturday before Christmas as well, so I understand that. So don't worry. Yeah, but yeah. Please do. It's going to be available, as I say, as soon as I finish this. So yeah, it's great that you could come, and I'm glad to hear from you as well. I'm glad you're all doing okay, by the way, Andrew, QP, AB. Glad you're all doing okay. Yeah, it's great for you to be here. And as I say, everyone else who's watching and hasn't chatted as well, great to have you here as well. Really appreciate it. Thanks so much for the support. Okay, guys, well, thanks for watching. It's very nice of you to turn up, as I say. This is the 5th one, so we'll do another, as I say. Keep an eye on the updates, whatever. Click on that bell icon so you get the notifications. I'll let you know when the next one will be. Probably Sunday at 4 p.m. if I'm going to do it. But as I say, whether it will be then, I don't know. It's a difficult one next week because of the weekend. But I'll keep you updated. And if we don't do it, then obviously we'll be back the week after. I'm pretty sure either the Saturday or Sunday as well. Probably the Sunday, I think, for these couple of weeks. But I'll keep you updated. Oh, well, thanks for coming, everyone. Thanks for watching. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the reviews. Leave a comment off me. As I say, it's always great to hear from you. It truly is. Always lovely to hear what you've got to say as well. You're always a lovely bunch of people, and you say such nice things. So it's really nice that you enjoy the channel. Yeah, it's always great. It truly is. And this is probably the last time, last time live you'll hear from me before Christmas. Have a great time. If you celebrate Christmas, really enjoy it. I wish you all the best. And if you don't celebrate it, have a lovely day off, hopefully, and enjoy some time with your family and friends and this, that, and the other. Whatever you do, I hope you have a lovely day. And I'll see you next review. Okay, well, take care, guys. Have a lovely time. I'll see you again. Thanks again for watching, guys. And thanks for tuning in. Bye for now. See ya.